Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk about one of the differences between school and real life. What is the difference between how to succeed in school and how to actually succeed in real life? So first of all, I'm going to start talking about the method in which you can, or actually most people succeed in school. So basically, the way in which people succeed in school is by getting grades and basically getting good grades, right? When you get like a very high percentage of grades, then you are like kind of successful, let's say, in school. And it is really special the way you succeed, because as long as you are right, it doesn't really matter that in the exam you attend or you ask you are like shaking or you are really nervous, or as long as you get the answer right, you are going to be right, and you are going to get a high score. Also, the way to succeed in school is not so much about having good grades, which yes, of course, but it is also about how to get good grades compared to the other students. So if everyone got like 100%, then you wouldn't be a successful student. You could be like an average student, right? But if you get like 100% and other people get like 60%, then in comparison with them, you are a good student, if not the best student. So intrinsically, in order to become a good student, you need to become competitively better than the other ones, which in real life, and not only that, but it's also that you need to, like, socially, it has to be acknowledged that you got a higher score than the other people, right? Because if no one knows that you got a higher score, then you are not accepted as having a higher score. The funny thing is that emotions, like in school, emotions and feelings of people are not really relevant in order for you to succeed, right? People that get less scores than you can feel hate towards you, or you can feel really nervous in the exam, or you cannot maybe treat people in the best way in general, and you can still be successful in school, right? But in real life, it's not like that, because in real life, in business, in relationships, it's not so much about being right as is it to be effective. It is about making people do what you want to do, or do things in alignment to what you want to achieve. So for example, yeah, so that's kind of the key. Yeah, so that's kind of the key, that in real life, you don't really want to be right as much as you want to people like you and to do things and feel good and do the things that are in alignment with your goals. So for example, let's say I am a salesman, right? A salesman has to, it doesn't really matter that the car is really good, in terms of all the parameters are right and all the aesthetics is right of the car, that if the potential buyer doesn't feel comfortable around you, doesn't feel like it's a good product, feels nervous, you feel nervous about it, and you are not making him feel comfortable, it's not possible that he's going to buy it. So in real life, feelings and emotions of other people make a difference. And also, you don't really actually want to, you don't want to say the right thing or the thing that you want to do, but you want to say the thing that is going to make the other people convey what you want, if that makes sense. So I'm going to give an example. Okay, so I was about one day to hang out with a friend, right? And he was really afraid of getting COVID, of getting infected by COVID. And he told me that he didn't want to go to terraces because that could imply some risk, and he didn't want to take off the mask, and he just wanted to walk around. And for me, I just wanted to walk as well, but maybe go to terrace to eat something, which is something reasonable, right? But the thing is, like, just by texting, by just saying like, hey, maybe we are going to a terrace, probably we wouldn't have been able to meet because of that. So what I did is, the most practical thing, which is like say, okay, let's meet just for a walk. And at the end we met, we just went for a walk. But at the end he was exhausted, I was exhausted, we were hungry, both of us. And at the end we went to a terrace and ate something. But the point is that if I was just like focused on making him just meet with me with the idea of the terrace from the beginning, probably we wouldn't have met, right? But because I said yes to what he told me, and then he felt in a different way when he was in the situation. Because when he was at home, he got an idea, right? He was not feeling nothing. He was not like in the situation, right? But once you are in the situation, while you are feeling certain things, then your feelings tells you to do something, and you are more likely to do things, which I guess he enjoyed as well, right? It's not like making people do things that they don't want. It's actually making people do the things that they want. But sometimes mentally, we don't do things because of our belief systems, our beliefs, that we have been brought up, and that kind of things. So, and I'm going to mention another example. So, for example, for asking a girl to go out, like instead of saying, hey, let's go to a date, probably she's going to be real likely to meet, because she's going to think this is too serious, too formal. You are kind of declaring yourself that you like the girl. But you say, hey, let's go for a drink, probably she's going to be more likely to go. She's going to feel less pressure. She's going to feel less that you want actually to go on a serious thing. And actually you can get the same result, which is just like meeting with the girl or the guy that you want, by just like framing it in a different way. So the point is that in reality, in real life, you don't want to be right and accurate so much about defining things, as you want to be right about, as you want to be like conveying the things that are going to make people do what you want. And that's probably one of the difference between real life and school. In school, you just care about facts and being as objective and specific as possible, or in uni. In real life, you want to make things in such a way that people do the things that you want, sign deals, meet with you, give you things that you want, or do the things that you want, hang out with you. For example, let's say that there's a deal. You don't want so much, there's a client, okay, and you're going to sign a really important deal. You don't want so much to say all the right things and be like fighting and arguing with the client about whether this is right or wrong. What you want to do is to give an image that the client knows, that the client likes, and you want to make the client feel comfortable and feel good so that he can sign the contract. You don't really want to argue, oh, this is not like exactly like, you just don't want to argue. You just want to make things as easy as possible for the other person to do what you want. I just, that was the main ideas that I was planning to talk about. Obviously, there's lots of differences between school and real life, but probably what we are talking about is the difference between being effective and being right. And in real life, it's more important to be effective than to be right. So you can be right and not get the things that you want, or you can be effective and just like get rid of your ego and do the things that actually are important. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you find it useful. And I'm going to upload more videos and more podcasts in Spotify, in YouTube. Yeah. See you later. Bye.